This segment is sponsored by Greenberg and Bederman. May is Military Appreciation Month, and in the Washington, D.C. area, military roots run deep, especially in some of our local businesses, including the law firm Greenberg and Bederman. And joining me now to tell us more is Andy Bederman. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning. Happy to be here.
Yes. Well, I know you were born and raised in the DMV.
Yes, I was.
That's fantastic.
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
I was born here in 1953. So I'm obviously an older gentleman at this point in my life. But be that as it may, I was born here, raised here. My folks lived in the district until I was about 4 years old, and we moved to Silver Spring, where I lived really until I got out of high school.
Okay.
And then I left for 7 years to go to college, University of Wisconsin. Undergrad and law school in Cleveland, in a place called Case Western Reserve. And I came back and knocked on doors, got a job.
Okay.
And in 1985, my former partner and I started Greenberg and Bederman.
Wow. So you've seen a lot of change in the DC area.
Yes, it's grown and grown and grown.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's really, frankly, rather amazing.
It is.
How much it's grown.
It is.
And the traffic's terrible.
Yes, the traffic, we can't help the traffic. But around here, everything else is great.
Yeah.
Now, what types of cases do you handle, and what's the size of your law
So we
firm?
handle really 5 different types of cases. Auto accident cases, premises liability cases, which used to be called slip and fall, but floor collapses, ceiling collapses, things like that, gas explosions. We handle medical malpractice cases. We handle pharmaceutical liability or bad drug cases, and we handle Social Security disability cases.
So with the traffic, as you mentioned, I'm sure this keeps you very busy.
It does, yes,
here.
it does.
Yes.
It does.
And I know community involvement is really important to you in your practice as well. What have been some of your favorite ways to give back?
Well, I've been practicing law. This will be my 47th year this fall, practicing law, and I've had an opportunity to start a practice and grow it with the help of many of the residents of the district. And many years ago, we decided to start giving back to our community, which my former partner and I are part of. We're both born and raised in D.C. So every fall, we give backpacks to children when they return to school. We give turkeys at Thanksgiving to needy families. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
that's pretty much what we do it a couple times a year.
Yeah.
And it's well received.
Sure.
And it makes us feel good to be able to help folks that have helped us.
Of course, and as Washingtonians, you have a vested interest. This
No
is
question.
where you're from and
No
where
question. This is my
people that you
backyard.
serve as well.
Yes.
Now, it's Military Appreciation Month, and I know you have strong ties to the military. Tell
I
us about that.
I do. My father was in the Army in the Second World War, and he didn't really talk about it at all because it was very painful for him to talk about his experience, but be that as it may, he was either 19 or 20 when he entered the service. I don't know if he enlisted or whether he was drafted, but he was in the Army. He went to basic training, I believe, in Georgia. He then ended up in Germany, and in March of 1945, he was part of the 376th Infantry Regiment, and in March of 1945, a couple months before the war ended, he was involved in an operation which earned him the Bronze Star for battlefield valor.
Wow.
So I actually have that medal hanging in my condominium.
Oh, wow.
Framed.
Yeah.
But he didn't want to talk about the war at all because it was just much too painful.
Yeah.
Too many friends died and were injured. But he was glad to come back alive.
Yeah, of course.
And start a family.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's one. Do you see many clients that are military?
Yeah, plenty. Look, D.C. is a big military town.
Of course.
And there's obviously a huge active duty population and a huge former active duty population, retired military population. So yeah, we've represented many veterans and active duty service folks in the course of our practice over the decades.
Well, I need to know, when a successful attorney like yourself is not serving clients and helping people, what do you like to do for fun?
I don't have many hobbies, but I am sort of an exercise enthusiast.
Okay.
I've been working out one way or another for 50 years, starting in law school when I started running. I can't run anymore because I beat my body up, but I exercise 6 days a week in one way or another. I like to hike. I like
a lot of great trails around here.
No question, no question.
Yeah.
I like to downhill ski when I can, but very carefully these days, so I don't want to hurt myself. And my wife and I like to travel quite a bit. We try to take a big trip every year.
Oh, that's wonderful. Health is wealth, isn't it?
No question.
There is just nothing.
No question. And I left out seeing my grandkids.
Oh, well, yeah.
And that's my most
important hobby.
important hobby.
And that keeps us young.
Yes, it does.
That keeps us
young.
young.
Yes, it does.
Well, thank you so very much for
My
being
pleasure.
here today.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
You take care.
Yes, thank you. For more information, you can head to gblawyers.com.